Hi everybody, let's talk about your cell phone plan in the time of COVID-19. My name is Tyler Abbott and I'm the lead writer for mobile on Reviews.org, and I'm working from home, as you can probably tell by looking at me. And yes, I am wearing shorts right now. But I'm here to talk about what all the major cell phone providers are doing to make life a little bit easier during this time of quarantine and self-isolation. We know a lot of folks out there are really struggling right now, and all these cell phone perks won't fix your problems for sure, fix our problems, but it will make some things easier. It's nice having more data to FaceTime home and hang out with loved ones in that way, and it's nice to have more hotspot data so you can kind of work from anywhere, and some free international calling to check in with loved ones. So these things are really cool and will make this time a little more manageable for a lot of us. At Reviews.org, we are keeping track of what all the major companies are doing for cell phone coverage and for TV coverage and other services to make life as easy as possible for this quarantine and for everything we're going through right now. So we're going to keep you updated, but let's dive into all the major cell phone providers and see what they're offering to help us out. Okay, so the first thing to know about is the Keep Americans Connected pledge. Over 550 companies have agreed to this pledge, including the four major wireless providers, Sprint, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. And it essentially boils down to three things they're pledging to do for us for the next 60 days, so until about May 6th. First thing is your service cannot be cut even if you can't pay your bills. So if you can't pay your cell phone bills right now, you will still have active service to make phone calls, use your phone, whatever. You will have to pay that cell phone bill eventually, which is a bummer. It'd be cool if they're just like, no cell phone bills for the next 60 days. I'd be down with that. But the nice thing is you won't incur any late fees. So even if you're paying this monthly bill months after the fact, you won't incur any sort of extra fees on top of what the normal bill is. And the third thing is free Wi-Fi hotspots. So as you're out and about, you can connect to Wi-Fi hotspots from the four major providers and use that for essentially free data. So you can FaceTime home while you're grocery shopping or whatever you're doing, and not use your own personal data for that. And so all these perks are going to last until at least May 6th. My guess is that they're going to last longer than that. So take advantage of them for at least the next 60 days. Okay, so that's the broad strokes of what cell phone providers are doing. But let's go into specific carriers and see what they're doing on top of the pledge. So starting with AT&T, they just launched a new cell phone plan that costs $15 a month. You get 2 gigs of data, unlimited talk and text, which is super cheap. It's a great deal. And there's a chance that you can keep this deal even after the pandemic. Just get grandfathered into it, which would be great. So maybe think about switching out of that deal, and maybe AT&T will just keep it around for people who used it at the time. And also, for the next 60 days, starting at March 27th, every AT&T user gets an extra 10 gigs of data. So use that data. I, for one, have been off my Wi-Fi because my Wi-Fi is bad, my data is better. And then the third thing AT&T is offering is all unlimited plus users who have that plan get an extra 10 gigs of hotspot data on top of what they normally had for the next 60 days, starting on March 27th. Okay, for the Sprint users, if you have non-unlimited data for Sprint, now you do. For the next 60 days, beginning March 18th, every Sprint user has unlimited data. So that's cool. And you get 20 gigs of free hotspot data, so you can cast a Wi-Fi signal from basically wherever you get service. And the third thing, I want to get this right, so I am going to read it. So the per minute toll charges are waived for international long distance calls from the US to CDC-defined level 3 countries, which is most of Europe and a lot of places where COVID-19 is hitting the hardest. You can make free international calls. So if you have friends or family out there you want to catch up with, touch base with, make sure they're okay, you can call them without having to worry about racking up tons of long distance fees. Okay, for T-Mobile, as of March 17th, y'all have unlimited data. Every T-Mobile user and Metro by T-Mobile user has limited data for at least the next 60 days. You also get 20 gigs of free hotspot data, so use that. They also have the free international phone calls to level 3 countries, and they also have a new plan like AT&T, a limited talk and text, a few gigs of data every month for $15. Again, hop on these plans while you can if you're a user for one of these networks, because again, you might get grandfathered in, you might be able to keep the plan after the fact, and it's super cheap. And so that's what T-Mobile's offering during COVID-19. Okay, and for Verizon users, you automatically get an extra 15 gigs of high-speed data added onto your plan. You also get free unlimited domestic calling and calling to third-level impacted countries. And also, teachers who are doing remote teaching have triple the speeds. So that's cool. So hopefully your digital classrooms will function very smoothly and normally. And that's what Verizon's doing. Okay, and just lightning around a couple other providers that are offering some cool perks on top of the pledge. Mint Mobile, everyone gets free unlimited data until April 14th. Boost Mobile, free international calling to level 3 countries, waiving reactivation fees, extra 20 gigabytes of data to everyone who does not have unlimited data. Metro by T-Mobile, we talked about them, kind of same thing T-Mobile's doing. Unlimited data for 60 days and free international calling to level 3 countries. Consumer Cellular has also signed the pledge and has increased its 25 gigabyte plan to 55 gigabytes. Okay, so that's what we have for you today. If you want some more details about what cell phone providers and other providers like TV service, internet service, home security, what other providers are doing, click the link in the description below to see what all the COVID-19 updates are for different providers and see if you can hop on any deals or take advantage of any extra perks that are happening during this time. We'd strongly recommend that you keep connected with people. Use all that data to FaceTime and hang out and connect with people because we're all in this together. Easy to get lonely and super bored. So take advantage of all these perks from wireless providers and other providers, and we'll get through this together. And stay with Reviews.org for more updates on COVID-19 and for everything else.